What's up, guys? Dylan Rush with Cage Side Press, joined today by a lightweight mixed martial artist boasting a 3-0 professional record, set to take on Emiliano Calderon at Cage Fury 119 on April 20th in Tampa Bay, Florida. Ruthless Rob Ricchio. How you doing, Rob?
What's up, man? What's going on, bro?
Doing
I'm very
good.
happy to finally talk to you.
What you say?
I'm very happy to finally talk to you.
Of
Pumped up.
course, bro. It's a long time coming, man. I've been waiting for this one too. I've been looking forward to it. I gotta ask you first things first. Tell me about that nickname. Who gave it to you? How did that originate? Ruthless.
Uh, my very first kickboxing fight, actually, I was because after the first fight, it was just like it was 6 minutes of just ruthless pressure, just going forward nonstop. I don't think I stopped throwing it for 1 second, unless the ref told me to stop. But it was just nonstop. My brother gave it to me actually, because it was just natural. I found out like a year later that a famous UFC fighter already had it, so I was kind of upset. But I already had 3 fights with it, so I was like, I gotta keep going with it. I can't
Who is it?
change it.
Robbie Lawler, right?
So Robbie Lawler, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, and he's a Hall of Famer though, so I feel really bad taking it, but
That's all good, bro. You're gonna do it proud. I wanted to ask you, you mentioned kickboxing. How did you get into MMA originally? Did you start with kickboxing and what like led you to this career path?
actually I've been training MMA my whole life since I was 5 years old. But I didn't want to fight until I saw my brother fight for his like fourth or fifth kickboxing fight. And then I looked around, I'm like, yo, I could do this shit. So I started training for it. I had my first fight when I was 18 and fucking beat the crap out of that dude. And I loved it ever since.
Wow. So is your brother still fighting? And what does your brother mean to you? You guys still getting some work together?
Yeah, he actually I was doing he passed me yesterday actually for my last workout session. But yeah, he means a lot to me. He taught me a lot of the sport like growing up and starting. Like he was one of my first instructors, so it he's a big deal to me.
So was your first gym Tiger Schulman's New Dorp? Is that how what you call it?
That was the first gym I joined, and eventually, the way our schools work, like once all the best kids they get really good, they bring up the headquarters. So I went to headquarters, started training with like Julio and Shane, all them, and they started beating my ass, and I got better and better and better, and then I went pro, and here I am.
I get confused because there's so many Tigers all around. Which one is the headquarters? Like, what's the city that you guys are at?
The in Elmo Park, New Jersey. That's the headquarters.
Dope.
Like
Okay. Cool, cool. So you started out, you had an amateur career, 3-0. Do you feel like that helped prepare you for going pro? Do you feel like that was a smart choice by you?
hell yeah, hell yeah. No, I wish I could have more, but with dumb COVID kind of screwed us up. But I had my training gym. I trained with some of the best fighters in the world, so I know for a fact that I was ready. After my second pro fight, my coach was like, "You're ready." I was like, "Let's fucking do it." And so far, I feel like I'm doing pretty good, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, perfect record. Uh, so the year before COVID, so COVID, you say messed you up. It was 2020, but in 2019, 165-pound ISKA kickboxing champ, 170-pound EFC kickboxing champ, 170-pound Naga expert champ. You feel like that was the year you started putting everything together? Everything started taking off a little bit for you?
That was yeah. I was like, you know what? I gotta start grinding, and I just started pushing it. So that was a big year for me. Yeah.
Uh, in 2021, so you went pro. You had your a first round knockout in your pro debut. Second fight, another first round knockout. Then the third fight, you still got the knockout, you got the finish, but didn't come to the later rounds, to the final round, the third round. Did it feel good to prove to yourself and to others maybe that you could hold up and continue to push the face and move forward in the later rounds?
Oh hell yeah! No, I tell everyone that regardless of the way my fights go, I train for 3 rounds. So no matter what. So I was fucking pumped to go 3 rounds. If I'm be able to be in there for longer, like going doing all this work for 2 minutes, like it's a good feeling. But I want to be in there for longer. I want to go through a battle. Like that felt fucking good. And I was finally in some trouble, so I felt good. Well, I wouldn't say trouble. I was okay, but I was, you
More
know,
trouble than the first two, a little bit, right? What were the
yeah,
first two? 2 minutes combined? 2 minutes octagon time, cage time?
yeah, just about, yeah. It was 120 something and 21, yeah. It's about, yeah. It's crazy.
How are you liking Cage Fury? You what is it? CFFC, right? Treating you well?
Yeah, you know, they're very accommodating. The fact that they're paying for my flight to go down to Florida to fight, it's fucking awesome. You know, I like ours, and I feel like competition there is amazing. Like it's top tier. Like if I win 3 or 4 fights here, you know, I can make it to UFC in no time. You know, whereas other promotions aren't as reputable. I can fight 5, 6 times over there. Who knows? You know, the UFC won't really be looking at me.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So is that the ultimate goal, or maybe the goal for 2023, maybe 2024? I don't know. You tell me. But is that the goal to make it to the UFC?
Yeah, the goal is to be in the Contender Series by the summer. So
By the summer.
that's it. So trying to that's off right at this fight, I'm right back in the gym. So
Dope. All right, upcoming fight, Emiliano Calderon. You know anything about him, and what makes this a good stylistic matchup for yourself?
yeah, man, like he likes to strike. You know, I watched a few of his fights. He fought with my boy Eddie George, and you know, I feel good. You know, I think he's a really good fighter. He's a lot better than what his record shows, and I never look at anybody like lightly. He's a really good striker, and I'm just ready to go in there and just show everyone that I don't back down no matter how big someone is. They all fall the same, you know.
Mm-hmm. Bigger they are, the harder they fall. You just mentioned Eddie George. He just had a fight announced recently, right? He's fighting in June, I think.
Oh, and he just fought like a month ago, and he's fighting in June. He's 7-0 now.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
he comes down from Connecticut to train with us like on Mondays. We have like some of the best 55ers in the world come on train on Mondays. It's fucking crazy. That gym energy is insane.
I gotta ask you about some of these training partners. You already mentioned the two I'm gonna ask you about. I'm gonna ask you anyway. Julio Arce, I know you've known him for what, 6, 7, 8 years now, maybe more. What can you tell me about him? How has he influenced you throughout your mixed martial arts career?
Who's been like one of my main like role models. Like I look up to him, like the way he like carries himself, the way he trains, his conditioning, his cardio, you know, everything about him. Just I've always wanted to be like him. And then you know, he actually brought me to my first UFC event. I forget what was that. It was actually in Vegas. It was actually during COVID. He fought what's his face?
I should know too. Who was
Andre
it?
Ewell.
Oh yeah.
I was there in Vegas for my first ever like event, and like it gave me like hype. I was like pumped up to get back there. Now right before my pro debut. Had my pro debut, they're fucking awesome, and then he brought me to Jacksonville, Florida, where he fought that Brazilian kid. Now I don't know that kid's name is. Starched him all 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But he's one of my good friends, probably one of my closest friends too. So I really look up to him.
Which of you two were better at Dragon Ball Z back in the day?
Probably him. We universe, and he used to beat my ass, man. Goddamn.
Okay, the second one, I'm sure you knew I was going to ask you about him. I was just, talking to him a couple days ago. He name dropped you in the press conference. I asked him, who are some training partners that push you especially hard? He said you right away, Rob Varricchio. What can you tell me about Shane Burgos, what he's meant to you these last couple of years at the gym?
Bro, Shane is the man. Shane has brought so many different elements to my game, and he's same thing. Like during his last fight camp, like we were always close, like we were never like super close. But like, after his last fight camp, we did like we trained, we boxed together, we did bag train together, we grappled together, everything was together, and it was like we finally kind of like I wouldn't say finally, but we got a lot closer. And like he's helped me so much with dieting too. Like, he has so many cool dieting tips, bro. Like he put me on this one thing. I don't know if I just say it to the whole world, but he put me on this one thing that changed my whole life for like sweet tooth, and it went from like my mind being fucking blown, bro. I'm having like this fucking healthy ass fucking ice cream,
No
like
way.
270 calories after like my night sprints, and I'm just like I'm fucking made, bro. He changed my life.
Damn, bro. Wow. So he really influenced you, especially there too. I want to ask you this, as someone from New York, what does it mean to be able to represent New York within the realm of mixed martial arts?
Bro, it's fucking amazing. In Staten Island, we don't have that many like really big MMA fighters. We have like, we only have 3. We have me, Santa Cortolo, and that guy Dennis Bazookia.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that we're all able to represent New York, Staten Island, New York, which people really look at us like, ugh, Staten Island. You know what I'm saying? But like, call it the forgotten borough. the fact that we're able to represent New York as a whole it feels really good because we're the greatest city ever. So
Definitely. I've never been one to hate on Staten Island for the record. A lot of people are always like saying it's not part of New York and shit. Like I love Staten Island Yankee games. I've never, I love the Impractical Jokers. You guys got some good firemen, so I would never hate. I got a little speed round for you. You ready for this speed round?
ready, I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Who was your favorite fighter growing up?
Growing up, Anderson Silver.
Really? Okay. I saw you posted about him in like 2015. You were sad about his fight with Chris Weidman. Favorite or a fighter that you look to emulate in your own game nowadays?
Ooh, nowadays, probably Julio Arce. Yeah.
Okay, I like it. I like it. What's your favorite submission to practice?
Ooh, honey hole heel hooks.
What?
Outside heel hooks from the honey hole.
Okay, okay. Uh, who's the MMA GOAT?
To me, I have to say GSP, but yeah, I say GSP. He's very well rounded.
I agree. I agree with GSP. I got John second. Which actor would play you in a movie?
Ryan Reynolds, man, he's so handsome.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I like it. All right. Uh, I just got this one last question for you, Rob. This has been a great interview. It's very good to talk to you. I hope you give me another one day when you're big and famous.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna come to the gym this summer. I hope you know. But what's does ruthless Rob Varricchio want to be remembered for most? What do you want the legacy you want to leave behind, whether it be fighting, training, teaching, whatever it may be? What do you want people to remember about you?
I want to have a great career. Obviously, like that one that people think about my fights and just super entertained. But I also want to leave like a little bit of something with all the students I teach. So I want to have a great fighting career, but at the same time, I also want to be able to teach these kids not really just about fighting, but more about being the type of person I am. Where like on the mat, you can be a ruthless savage. You want blood, but the minute you're off the mat, kind-hearted, nice, and be able to treat everyone with respect. So I'm kind of trying to leave a trail of I'm gonna say goodwill, but like a good kind heart, but at the same time, savage soul. If that makes sense.
I like it. Staying savage, but trying to be a positive influence for those around you is very respectable. I always finish interviews with that question, but I got two bonus questions for you if you got some time.
I'm ready, bro. Come on.
You teach kids. Do you feel like teaching these kids helps elevate your own skills?
Oh hell yeah! Because there's sometimes like I learn move like when I'm training, I'll come back, I'll teach some of my best kids, and they'll get it. And as I'm teaching them, I learn more and I get better. It's fucking
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I always ask the people that question because it's always funny. Like I was just talking to Stephen Ocho Peterson last week, and he was just like, I'd be dropping my hands, when I'm throwing, and it's like I'm yelling at these kids, don't do that, don't do that. So if I'm gonna yell at them, they can't do it, then I can't, I gotta lead by example, right? So final question. Why should fans tune in April 20th, Tampa Bay, Florida, Cage Fury 119, Rob Varricchio taking on Emiliano Calderon? Why should fans tune into this one? What should we expect to see?
I can promise you guys right now that fight, me and Emiliano Calderon, is gonna be the number one fight you want to watch in that card. It's gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be a war. Right now.
I'm excited to tune in. I wouldn't miss it. Thank you so much for the time, man. First of many. This was great. I appreciate you, brother. And good luck this week. Good luck.
I'm watching the gram, bro. I see you risen up all these girls, man. I see you.
I see you doing that. Come on, son. All right, yo. Be good, brother. Thank you, bro.